Welcome to HD Toy Theater. Today we're looking at the Saber 2.0 action figure from the Figma action figure series line from Max Factory. She stands just over 5 inches tall. She features an all-new sculpt, new proportions, new articulation system, and some accessories to complement the figure. So let's dive right in and see what she has to offer. You get a full sheet of paper. It's in Japanese, unfortunately, and it's pretty much describing all the things that you get with the Saber 2.0 figure and how some of the parts and features work. So you can see how there's a new feature of articulation with the shoulder joints and the waist, how to connect or hold the scabbard with the hands, and then how to pull off this pose with that special hand that comes with the figure. So very handy to have. Other than the closed fists that come with the figure itself, you get some extra hands right here that you can choose from, that you can swap onto the figure. Hand swapping is very simple. Just take off the existing hand off the figure, right off the ball peg. Just like that. And then insert the other hand. And you get this little black ball peg piece here, I assume is for the hands in case you happen to break one. It's kind of nice that they threw it in for you. You get extra head parts. First we have the wavy hair, alternate hair piece that you can swap onto the figure, and then you get some alternate facial expressions, the embarrassed look here. Notice the little red and the little lines around her cheeks. And then the very aggressive, angry version of Saber. Notice the sculpting and paint app work inside the mouth. Pretty cool. To swap these parts onto the figures, first take off the front piece of her hair right there. Take that off. Then take off the face part. Put it on this one. Notice the unique shape. It's going to match to this clear part here. And then simply put the alternate hairpiece top. There you go. She comes with 2 swords, and first we have Caliburn, including the scabbard. Here's the scabbard, really nicely painted, sculpted. Really feel the elements that are sculpted on the scabbard very nicely. Here's Caliburn. Some really nice gold and silver being used on the sword. Love the little details being sculpted in. And of course it inserts. Here is Excalibur with its scabbard as well. And this is very nicely done. Very, very cleanly done. Then the sword itself. This is my favorite sword of Sabers. Nice, pointy, not super pointy, but a good pointy. And of course this inserts as well. You get the Figma accessory bag, pretty much a clear plastic Ziploc-like bag you can put all your accessories into so you don't lose them. Pretty handy to have. You get the Figma stand, and this is pretty standard. You can rotate at the base, you can bend at the bottom right there, in the middle, and at the top, and then you have a connector here. You can choose to use the connector or not. You can take it off. Either end, this one or the one I just took off, will connect into the back of the figure. So I'll just put that back on, and once you plug it into the back here, there's a little opening on Saber. You can rotate it any way you wish. So you can that like that, whatever you decide to do. So I'll get her in a non-character pose here, or a Superman pose. So very cool to have the Figma stand. Taking a closer look at Saber 2.0, she features an all-new sculpt, better proportions compared to the first Figma figure of this Saber. Really awesome design overall. One of the coolest looking characters to come around in a long time, if you ask me. Really nice silver being used on the figure. Very nice sculpted armor. No real shading being applied on the figure. So you can really feel those different elements of the armor going on. And then the skirt is very impressively done. Kind of a deep blue here. Got white for the inner skirt, some really nice touches of gold. This part of the front skirt is purple. Some nice little details there. Check out the detail on the chest armor, very, very cool. Touches of gold on the blue sections of her attire. Nice purple ribbon. Here is nicely done. The points on the hair aren't too rounded. The eyes look great. The eyes and all the facial extra faces look great too. Good color with a nice yellow on the hair. So really well done Saber. Much better proportions. So let's talk articulation. We'll start at the back. The bun here is on a peg that you can actually pull out. You can see what I'm talking about. It plugs right in. The ribbon here has no articulation, but it is flexible, so you can move it around, but you can't rotate it, so don't do anything crazy like twist it around. It'll break. The head has a ball hinge peg system. It can rotate all the way around. And then the hinge is right there, and it ball pegs into the back right where my finger is, where it's pointing. So you can really rotate and rock. So really cool head articulation there. The shoulders have really cool articulation. The system is pretty much a ball hinge style articulation system with a little extra, so you can swing all the way around like that, bring it out. The shoulder pieces are kind of a cap to hide the ball underneath, but you can bring out these arms just a little bit further. See how it kind of pops out just a little bit. And doing so will allow you to bring the hands closer together so they can meet in front of her face, kind of like that. So that's very, very cool. You can also just pop them back in and avoid any weird gapping issues created by that effect. You have a bicep swivel up high right there, and then a single jointed elbow. The gauntlets connect to her forearm are on a ball joint, so you can kind of tilt and rotate all the way around. And then you have ball hinge style hands. bend and rotate. Right above her ab section is a ball joint, and you'll notice that this front piece of armor can shift a little bit. I can swing it open just like that, which will allow you to ab crunch pretty deeply because of that. So she has pretty good range up there, and you can just compress that to hide it again. And then her waist just below this bit of armor is ball jointed, so good range there. For the side skirts, each are on its own hinge system. So these front metal ones have a hinge system towards the front side of her waist, and you can swing them out, and then they have a little rotation going on, not much. The front purple skirt is flexible, and then these blue side skirts are on their own hinge system here on the back. So there's one, and then the other is right above this finger. You can swing them out just like that. And then there's a slight rotation going on. You can adjust that to your liking. And then the back skirt has its own hinge as well, but not a lot of back range. So that's as much as you can swing it outward. But it is there, so that's cool. And then by doing so, you reveal an extra point of articulation for the waist, kind of secondary waist articulation, where you can kind of pull it out a little bit. It's already pulled out actually, but you can see how I can push it back in. So give you a little more range with your poses with the lower body, and of course you can rotate. It's on a ball style articulation system there. The legs, pretty typical here, ball hinge style, good range of motion. You got your thigh swivel, your single jointed knees. You have ball hinge feet, so you can bend them, rotate at the top of the ball. You can ankle rock, you have some toe articulation, and then this little bit here can move around just a little bit. So, final thoughts on this figure: definitely a figure to pick up if you're a Fate Stay Night fan. The 2.0 version of Saber is an amazing figure, much improved articulation system. The proportion and sculpting work is top notch and up to date in my opinion. So for about 60 bucks, you can add this girl to your collection and have a very solid looking action figure of Saber to pose out and enjoy. Hope you guys enjoyed the review. Hit like, dislike, and or comment. Check out my other videos. Subscribe if you haven't already. Check out HDToyTheater.com, and we'll see you next time.